And I think we're recording now.
All right.
Are we getting any kind of fade-in effects or anything like that?
Fade in your face.
Hey, welcome back to Sama x Kouhai. I am Kouhai-Sensei.
And I am Schultzie-Sama.
And today, it's a couple weeks after the winter 2019 anime season started.
I'd say it's exactly 2 weeks.
If you're counting them start on Saturdays, sure.
Sure.
But, we've been watching a couple of the shows, and we just wanted to do a little brief video on, what we've watched so far, what we thought about it, and, see if there's any surprises that have hit us.
Basically what we're going to continue to watch.
Yeah.
And possibly not watch.
Right, based on what we've seen so far. So, you got the list in front of you, is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So let's start with Slime. The
Slime
anime. I know you haven't seen any of it.
Well, not any of it, but I'm now that Goblin Slayer isn't happening, I'm going to be catching up on it and becoming current.
Yeah, but now you have a shield hero too.
I know.
So
I know.
I mean, Slime is good. I like it a lot. I think it's doing really well.
Yeah, no, I looking at the numbers from last season, it did pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to be catching up on that and then becoming current over the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Next one is the Shield Hero.
Still one of the top ones I'm going to be watching this season. The second episode is regular length versus the 45-minute format, and it was.
What'd you think of that second episode?
It was still pretty good. There was some character development. The character is definitely still jaded from his experiences in the first episode.
Yeah, I like the introduction of the new character.
Yeah, but with that, I don't think he's entirely lost his heart. And he's thinking his way out of the problem versus just giving up, which is good.
Yeah, and he seems to be getting some benefit from having someone else work with him.
Yeah, I mean, if for nothing else, companionship, having someone to train with is definitely a helpful circumstance to be in.
Yeah. Let's see. Next is Promised Neverland.
Yeah, this is a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be, but it's good. Definitely good.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
I know one thing I want to bring up.
The mouths?
The mouths are a little high on the faces.
Yes, and it looks super awkward when they smile.
Yeah.
I think the faces are drawn okay, but they put the mouth up too high, so the mouths, they only look okay and like they fit when the characters' mouths are open.
It's also not really consistent either. It seems to be okay in some parts, but pretty noticeable in others.
Yeah, you're right. But still, definitely worth watching it. For the art style is good. The story is very good.
Yeah, the story is amazing. And
the characters, the three main characters, none of them are carbon copies of each other. They're definitely different.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's not like all the same personality going forward. So very, very entertaining so far. I'm definitely going to continue to watch that.
Me too. Next up, Dororo.
Definitely set in feudal Japan, and the art style is definitely dark. It gets bloody, it gets gory.
It feels like a Rurouni Kenshin to me. Is what it feels like. Maybe that's just me, but I shouldn't say Rurouni Kenshin. Probably more like Samurai X, which is I think it was a movie, and it was about him when he was the manslayer.
Yeah.
So when he was still basically cutting people up.
Yeah. That being said, if you're in for realism, I mean, it's got demons and stuff. It's got a character with swords sticking out of his arms. So just don't go in there and expect realism, but highly entertaining.
He gets body parts back.
He does get body parts back, or so he's supposed to. Now, one thing that I did notice about the animation quality. Animation quality is good during the fight scenes when they need it to be, and then also poor in some other areas where they can afford to skip. So it's almost as if the animation director was handed a budget and said, you need to make this the best you can. So he's spending money on animation when it's needed. So there's going to be some times when some of the characters don't move. but it's livable. It's definitely done well with what I think are budget constraints for this.
Definitely doing a good job on the parts where it matters.
Definitely.
Next up, Kaguya-sama, Love is War.
Oh yeah, it's pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting like the announcer to have as much of a role as he did during the first episode. The second one hasn't aired as of filming this cast, and I hope they tone him down because the dynamic between the two main characters is certainly very, very interesting.
Yeah, you don't really see a whole lot of the girl in the first episode, or you don't really get inside her mind a lot in the first one.
Not as much as the male character, but I think that hopefully that changes and they explore both of their imaginations a lot more.
Yeah. Well, it did seem like at the end of the first episode, you kind of got to see a little bit of her, how she felt.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really. I think it's pretty funny, and it's actually really interesting. The secretary.
Yeah,
I definitely like her role.
Well, there's got to be somebody that's clueless, like a straight man to play off of.
Yeah,
and she fills the role really well.
To me, it sometimes feels like she's not actually clueless, but she's doing this on purpose.
That could definitely be what the case actually is, which would make it interesting, because she would be essentially trying to play her role and not get in the middle of what she seems might be a pretty cutthroat battle.
Yeah. Fairy Tail final series. So I know you haven't caught up on this yet.
No, but I am catching up from where I was.
Yeah, I recently caught up on it, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's definitely some twists that they're adding into it.
Right. Was there any more like time skips in between from the dragon arc to where we are now?
Yeah, it was like a year. I think.
Okay, that's not bad.
Well, some of them got quite a bit stronger during that year.
I can't complain about that either. So cool.
Oh, let's see. Next one we watched is Quintessential Quintuplets.
Pretty much a formula harem that's pretty good. It's really good.
So what you're telling me is it's the best show this season.
I'm telling you that I'm watching it, and I'm not even trash for watching it. It's got good characters as far as like the main character is not just like a wishy-washy, I have no clue about what I want to do character.
Right.
He's definitely got a goal in mind, and all of the sisters are definitely different in their voicing a little bit, but their personalities are different as well. And while there are some tropes, they're not like overdone or outlandish.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny.
Yes, it is.
Domestic Girlfriend.
Yes.
So I really like this one.
Me too.
Can we talk about... Hold on, I want to talk about the opening. I really, really like that song in the opening.
The opening theme is actually fantastic. For me, it hints of the opening theme for Goblin Slayer and High School of the Dead. If you kind of cross to those two, it is its own monster. It's its own song. But I think that this song also belongs up there with those two openings, because those are two of my other favorite openings for anime.
Yeah. It also matches the opening scene really well, which I also like. It's the
tone's good.
Yeah, it's just a really good, and the show is pretty good too.
Yeah, there are some funny moments. It's not treated like
it's not real
regular slapstick comedy.
Yeah,
they do focus on the drama a little bit more, but the situations, while maybe not as realistic as what is typical, are believable.
Sure.
But the reactions to the awkwardness of these situations that these characters have is believable.
Well, yeah. Okay.
When I read the descriptions at first, I kind of thought that the crush, the teacher that the main character had a crush on, was going to be his father's new wife.
And I remember telling you were wrong.
And Schultzie-Sama was correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the two sisters that are the daughters of his dad's new wife are his teacher who he crushes on and the girl who he had a fling with.
Yep.
So, very, very good. Definitely going to continue watching it. It's definitely entertaining.
Next up, Boogie Pop.
My mind is blown with Boogie Pop.
Really? Because I think it's the easiest show to follow in all of history.
Well, I know. I have a really good idea about what's going on. The 4th episode premiered, and I watched that. It looks like it's going to have, several different arcs to it, although with some recurring characters.
Mm-hmm.
So the first, if you had to watch the 2nd or 3rd episode of Boogie Pop to kind of get the context of the 1st episode of Boogie Pop, it might be something similar with 4. 4's introducing a different arc and different characters, I think.
Yeah. You really gotta watch all of them in order to get anything that's going on, really.
Yeah, I think that this one is going to be something I'm watching every week, as well as once the season ends. I think I'm going to marathon it as well, just to put it all in my head at the same time, to break it all down.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to keep everything within that certain 24 hour. Well, it wasn't 24, but that certain time period.
Yeah,
as the first arc, because to me it felt like it was the same time period as in the first arc, but it could be.
It's certainly involved in the same school.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. The Maho Shoujo, Toku Shusen Asuka.
Yes.
So that was that magical girl one where I guess all the magical girls left or something.
Magical women?
Yeah, they're magical women now, or in high school or whatever. So I know. So we started watching this. And
no, I haven't watched any of it yet.
No, we watched the beginning of it.
Did we?
And then we decided to stop because it was very tropey.
Yeah, okay.
And I decided to give it a chance after you left. And let me tell you, that gets real bloody. It gets very bloody.
Yeah, well, based on what you're saying, as far as how adult the story gets, I'm going to be watching this one as well. I'm going to put this in my definitely to complete folder.
Yeah, but I mean, it's unfortunate how it started out because it did not interest me, and I just decided to put it on while I was cooking, and it turned out to be pretty good.
Okay, so Sleeper, they did a bad first impression,
yeah,
but overall, pretty good after a couple episodes.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'll change my mind and watch it.
Next one is My Cat is a Roommate. Or no, My Cat is My Roommate.
Yeah. This one, I mean, it's a feel good. I'm not really interested in the main character or the cat so far. But it could get better as the dynamic grows and changes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it another couple episodes to see what it does.
Yeah, so far. Yeah, I'll probably give it another 1 or 2 episodes. The first one really wasn't.
It was lackluster. It
didn't really catch me too much. But
yeah,
it was fun. Revisions. We haven't started that yet.
No, but I have read
that
a lot of CG. I'm not usually a fan of CG, but I do want to give it a shot based on the dystopian atmosphere of it.
Yeah. Grimm's Notes, the animation. So I watched the first episode of this, and that is not something I care to continue with. That's for sure.
Well, I was going to watch it until we talked about it, and you said that. And I might still give it a chance, but I'm not really enthused about it at this point based on your recommendation.
Yeah. Wano-san wa Bukyo. That was the...
the Aren't You Clumsy, Mitsueno? It's a 10-minute format one or 12-minute format one. I started to try to watch it, and I'm not really for poorly animated announcer exposition type style things. I mean, it could be funny. It's just not really up my alley.
Yeah, it didn't really seem to grab me either. Girly Air Force.
I haven't started that one yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw the first episode, and it's fine, I should say. It's nothing
Not great?
It's just fine.
Just fine?
Price of Smiles.
Again, I haven't watched that one either.
I thought we did watch that.
You watched that.
Okay, I watched 2 episodes of it.
Yeah.
So the first episode, it was okay. It was just fine. And then the next episode, I basically just put it on while I was cooking, and I was not paying attention to the entire show.
You cook a lot, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to eat, so... Actually, this was during the same time as another show I watched. But anyways, so I put it on, and then all of a sudden, I hear this blood-curdling scream, which completely caught me off guard for this show, because I was not expecting something like that at all. And, yeah, turns out it's a lot... There's a reason that they call it the Price of Smiles.
Okay.
That's all I should say.
Okay.
Without spoiling anything for you, but yeah, that scream gave me chills though. So I'm probably gonna give it another shot.
Yeah, well, based on what you're telling me, now my interest has peaked more than it was, and I'm gonna give that one, the old, 2-3 episode try and see what it does for me.
Yup. Pastel Memories.
I haven't gotten around to this one yet either, although from what I understand it's a harem anime.
Wait, no. This is the one that we watched like 5 minutes of. Where they're in Akihabara.
Oh yeah, never mind. Scratch that one. I was thinking of Americacusa. Anyway, yes, this was bad. The animation was bad. The dynamic in between the characters was bad. Why would they just like literally focus? They're fan servicing and they're doing it wrong.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah,
I would not recommend this at all.
Yeah.
Meiji Tokyo Ranka. I watched the first episode of this. Did you see this?
What's the translation?
I think it's something like it's like Tokyo and Meiji era or something like that.
I don't think I watched it.
I think so. I don't know. But it's about this girl. Well, actually, if you haven't seen it, I probably shouldn't spoil it.
Wait, is it like a romance?
Yeah.
Okay. So does it look like it's going to be so far a good romance or?
Yeah, so the girl is the main character, and there's a bunch of dudes. Oh, so it's like a
reverse harem. Is it like kind of like an isekai? Did she get sucked back into a previous time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd actually.
Except it's not like she gets like abilities or anything, or she's in like a fantasy world. It's well,
I guess to have like a team of dudes that are falling over is an ability on its own, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of reverse harems because I don't relate, but I would watch one or at least give one a shot that has a time travel component to it.
And the main girl, she's actually quite adorable.
Okay.
Or at least very likable.
Okay. Well, I'll give that one a shot.
Let's see, Ame Iro Koko Saiji. I watched the first episode. So this is a short, actually.
Yeah, I really was going to pass on this one.
Yeah. It kind of sucks because the short was pretty interesting, but I had no idea it was going to be 3 minutes long. So basically it's like one conversation and then it was done. And I don't know. It would have been better if it was full series.
Or maybe, wait till the end of it and marathon it so that way you just get it all contiguous and you've spent the time as 1 or 1.5 episodes of actual series.
Right, yeah. I believe that is it, though.
Awesome. Well, cool. So that's the kind of the recap on what we liked, what we had thought of the shows that we've watched so far. Hope you guys are willing to give a couple of other shows some shots based on what we've said and what we found, and maybe if you're wondering about something and we didn't like it, let us know in the comments what you think on it. Thanks again for joining us, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.